it just doesn't sound as special so far as Dragons Dogma 1 sounded. Everything sounds a little bit more watered down. It sounds like just regular fantasy music. Hey music friends, this is Davi Vasque. I'm a music composer for games, and Capcom was kind enough to provide me with a key for the newly released Dragons Dogma 2. I'm super excited for this game, and more importantly for us, I'm very curious to see if the soundtrack of this game is as good as the legendary soundtrack of the first Dragons Dogma. Let's go! Okay, so starting off with this title screen theme. If you've played around with the character creator, you've heard this a bunch already. Bun bun. So this, I'm kind of conflicted about this. The song is not bad at all. In fact, it's actually quite catchy. Listen to this melody. But the first time I heard this, I was honestly a little bit disappointed with just how tame it sounds in comparison to the title screen theme of the first Dragon's Dogma, which was like an amazing rock kind of anime song. And then later on they replaced it with another one, which was Eternal Return, which was more orchestral, but still, it was very fun. So I wonder if they will use this melody, like da 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 da, as the main theme for this game, if it's going to repeat a lot throughout the game. Some cutscene music here. Conviction is the human will that reaches its greatest power. Oh, that's lovely. And this is cool. They're actually using medieval instruments in the song.
On a guess, lend me your ears.
Okay, so we're just starting. There's a very gentle ambience. I mean, there's nothing special about it, it's just an ambience. But it's... yeah, they're holding this sad chord. It's fun to notice how the music can tell you which moments of the game are important or not. This is clearly a moment that the developers don't want you to spend too much time on, because there's nothing happening, at least musically. The music is just doing this. The music is telling you, yeah, move along. There's more important, more interesting things to see in this game. Whoa! Man, that's interesting. I can hear some...
No, the damn thing's been awoken. You must fell that fiend, even at the cost of your lives.
There's some percussion that sounds Middle Eastern to me.
Get me out of here.
Man, this sounds really cool. This sounds really cool. Oh, I'm gonna fight. Okay, now this sounds a bit more like Dragon's Dogma. Oh, this is actually pretty cool. If I pause, the song keeps playing. Dude, I'm excited about this. The title screen theme made me a little bit cautious about this soundtrack. I was thinking it was maybe not gonna be as interesting as Dragon's Dogma 1. This sounds a lot like Dragon's Dogma, because the combat songs in Dragon's Dogma 1 were very orchestral, very epic and medieval like this. One thing that I haven't seen so far in this game is the more edgy, kind of rebellious aspects of the music from Dragons Dogma 1. You know, the electric guitars, the drums, more modern stuff like that. Maybe they will introduce these elements later. Oh, I have a dodge.
Boulders, barrels, and the like make effective weapons when heavily battered.
Grab objects. Let me throw a crate at it. Take this. Yes. A disturbing core right there. This felt very militaristic. There was a very march-like rhythm to it. Very nice, and a nice melody on the strings. I'm happy about this track. Okay, chase sequence. I feel like this. I was talking about before about electric guitars and drums and stuff. Jump. I feel like this would be the kind of perfect place for some electric guitars. I feel like this kind of moment in the original game would have some edgy
No one could survive a full
rock
policeman.
music.
Not even a pawn.
I wonder if the Griffin theme is the same.
Stand there! Shoot it down!
Oh, so nice.
Bring it down! Bring it down!
See, the songs. The songs were all based on sad chords the whole time, like tense chords and disturbing chords. Now that there was like a happy conclusion to this little arc, they resolved the song in a happy chord like this. It feels so satisfying and like it gives you a sense of conclusion. Very nice. Oh, big title music. Give me some big title music. Main theme. I feel like I can hear some traces, very subtle traces. Oh, music composer Satoshi Hori. Did you guys see that? Man, that makes sense. So Satoshi Hori is not the composer of the first Dragon's Dogma. That makes so much sense because this, in a lot of ways, this doesn't sound like Dragon's Dogma 1 music. That can be both bad and good. We'll see how it turns out. Satoshi Hori, by the way, is one of the Monster Hunter composers. He composed the music for Monster Hunter Rise and Monster Hunter Sundrake. So it's a fantastic composer. But you can tell, we can see now why that kind of quintessential Dragon's Dogma essence in the music is missing because it's not the same composer. Man, that's kind of a bummer. And that brings me to my next point. I've been keeping an eye out for references to the soundtrack of Dragon's Dogma 1, and I haven't found one. Goblins.
We'll be needing it.
If you find your strength flagging, buy the curative or have a bit of green orange. When one of the fiends comes,
So this is, I assume this is a song for, some of the minor encounters.
Make use of the slope. It will give you an advantage against their ranks.
Whoa, that was cool.
Employ guarded attacks to get the enemy to flinch.
Yeah, and this is very cool. The music is very dynamic.
Draw off items to be scavenged from the bodies of monsters.
So the moment you finish combat, the song trigger the game triggers an ending to the song, and it ends very dynamically. It feels like it's adapting to what you're doing. Very cool. I mean, the song itself felt a little bit generic, but of course this is a generic encounter, so I guess it makes sense to be a little bit generic. But this is what I was talking about before. This is the kind of encounter that in Dragons Dogma 1 I feel like would have some edgy electric guitars, and that was a very unique aspect of the first game's soundtrack. Apparently that aspect is completely absent here. Oh look, it's my pawn. Hey, does it look like me? This gives us an opportunity to talk about the character creation music as well. Sad chord, right? There's not much to talk about this because it's very ambient and very simple. It does its job well because of course you're going through a million menus here and you need to focus. They don't want to distract you too much with crazy music. But man, I wish they could have done something a little bit more with it. I know at this point it probably sounds like I'm hating on this soundtrack. I'm not. I love Satoshi Hori. He's a fantastic composer. But let me just show you how this used to sound in Dragons Dogma 1. So this is Dragons Dogma 1. It's so unique. It doesn't sound like any other Dragons Dogma music. The piano is kind of jazzy, but then there's the guitar. This sounds so unique, man. And I guess a lot of people would say that it even maybe sounds a little jarring for a medieval fantasy game. But that's the kind of stuff that made the Dragons Dogma soundtrack so unique. It sounds absolutely like a Dragons Dogma. I want to show you the reference to the main theme. Here, listen to this melody. This is the main theme of Dragons Dogma 1. It's this kind of character that I'm missing from Dragons Dogma 2. I think it's such a sin, it's such a crime that they didn't bring this main theme, the Eternal Return. Is one of my favorite main themes in all of video game music. I think it's such a missed opportunity that they didn't bring this main theme back as a series main theme, you know, like Proof of a Hero is for Monster Hunter. And I haven't been able to grasp yet in Dragons Dogma 2, you know, a particular vibe, a particular specific melody that they're trying to push, a particular attitude like they used to do in Dragons Dogma 1, because in Dragons Dogma 2 everything sounds a little bit more standard, I guess. But let's keep moving on. Maybe there will be some bangers along the way. Big fight. This sounds huge, man, and it reminds me a little bit, now that I know that this is Satoshi Hori, it reminds me a little bit of Monster Hunter Rise or Sunbreak. This sounds like it could be like the soundtrack for Malzeno or something. I'm climbing on him. Poke him! That sounded very impactful, very huge.
We're trapped.
We're trapped. Oh! Whoa! Big fight! Big fight! Is it going to be the same theme as the one from Dragons Dogma 1? Oh god.
Fine. The Cyclops. I think we'd encounter one here of all places.
Bum, 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 bum. I don't think this is the same one.
Great, you and your god.
It sounds pretty cool though. Oh, he sat on me.
There isn't. Are you alright?
I'm dying. Okay, let's try to grab onto him. Yes! There's a lot of percussion in this.
Spare no effort against this foe. Lest we suffer bitter defeat.
Yeah, stab him! Dun, 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 dun. You know, another question that I have, in Dragons Dogma 1 they used to play a really hype song when you were about to kill the monster. Oh! Oh, it's here! Is it the same?
We must rally. Can it be those fates that we
Almost done. Just one more princess.
Oh, he's falling down. He's tumbling around.
Fall back.
Oh, look at this guy ragdolling. Yeah, so the theme, it's not the same. Oh, there's a flood. Oh, we killed it.
You have my gratitude, sir. It seems I misjudged you.
Very cool. Okay, so I saw a bunch of similarities to Dragon's Dogma 1. This felt like Dragon's Dogma 1, more so in the implementation side than on the musical side, because they did the same thing that they used to do in Dragon's Dogma 1, where when you're almost about to kill the monster, they changed the track to a more hype track. It feels very invigorating and exciting to know that you're almost there, and the song that plays when you're almost killing it is so hype and energetic. And none of these were the same tracks as Dragon's Dogma 1, so it was new stuff. But also, when you finally defeat it, there's a little triumphant jingle, a very small piece of music, ba, 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 ba. And this one is new as well, so that was interesting, very interesting. Yeah, so far I gotta say I'm super excited to continue playing the game, but not to sound like a broken record, the music sounds good, but it just doesn't sound as special so far as Dragon's Dogma 1 sounded. Everything sounds a little bit more watered down. It sounds like just regular fantasy music, but maybe this is just a much bigger game, right? That I assume, so maybe it just takes a little bit longer for us to get to the real bangers. But I feel like at this point in Dragon's Dogma 1 we would have already listened to the main theme, which was excellent, so good, a bunch of times in many different forms. The end of struggle, which was a super hype track in Dragon's Dogma 1, that the one that plays when you're almost killing the monster. So the Hydra tree theme in Dragon's Dogma 1. So I'm excited to continue playing this game and see what kind of amazing music they're gonna show us at some point in the game, because this is Capcom. Remember guys, these guys are some of the best music makers in the world, so they have to have some bangers in store for us in this game. If you're curious about the soundtrack of Dragons Dogma 1, or you just want to relive these amazing tracks from Dragons Dogma 1, I have a video on that over here. Make sure to check that out. And remember, whenever you're ready to spread your wings and go on a music journey again, I'll see you there.